Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Carla's Astrology. Um, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you do. So hit that button down there, please. Today, I am creating a hashtag, and I guess you'll see. I'm thinking it's going to be called Crazy is as Crazy Does, or something crazy. I'll make sure I put it in the description. Um, and I'm creating some questions that I'm hoping that ladies and gents in the community will do a video response to. Um, I guess I'm going to just put it right out there and get going on this. It's my third video, but you know what? I think I watch enough to know that this is a topic that some of us might struggle with. Some of us it's normal, some of us don't care. So, crazy out of this world beliefs. So, when you think of crazy, if somebody calls you crazy, to me I'm like whatever, you know. You think silly or strange, or if you really don't know the person, you might think, okay, this person has a mental condition. Um, some people use it in a sexist manner as far as describing their ex, like crazy ex-girlfriend. Or, I mean, it's used in an extreme or an intense way to like describing the other word is conspiracy theorists. They're all crazy too. So, and I'm this is um, definitely not pointing any fingers or passing any judgment. And believe me, by the end of it, you'll understand why. The first question I have for you is, have you ever been called crazy, quote unquote crazy, because you believe in things that other people consider strange or weird? Should I say other who believe they're normal? Because yeah, I don't believe in normal anymore. So I will answer that question first, and why, yes, I have. um, and the next question is, and how did it make you feel? You know, years ago, it's something that it might have hurt my feelings, and it, I guess might's not the word. It did hurt my feelings because uh, I tend to look into things, go down rabbit holes, read a lot, um, because I get gut instincts, or not. I guess that's probably not the word. It's like you just know certain things, and things that have happened to me as a child, uh, and young teenager, that you know, uh, like I was abducted at the age of 10 by aliens. So, it's not like I can just go around telling people that. And when I did, they're like, yeah, that girl's crazy, but I know it happened. Okay. Um, so then the older I got, no, it didn't really bother me anymore because my goodness, I couldn't really give you statistics without looking into it, and I haven't, but let's say out of a handful of people that I know, at least 3 of them have a similar story. Now NASA's not being as confidential about the matter. The government's not being as confidential about the matter anymore. So, and I do a lot of reading, and in this community, there's a lot of like-minded people. So no, it doesn't really hurt my feelings anymore, because everyone is entitled to their opinion. The third question is if yes to number 1, what are those strange or weird things that you believe in? And only answer if you feel safe enough to answer, because the world is in a weird state right now. Um, if you're not comfortable with being upfront about how you feel about things, well, then I really don't expect you to do a VR. But oh my gosh, I would be so excited to see it if you are, because uh, I love the company. So I believe in the Anunnaki. I also believe in, uh, Jesus. I believe, obviously, in ETs. I believe in interdimensional beings. I believe dragons are real. Um, oh my goodness, the list goes on. I believe in acts of divinity. Um, I believe in uh, people who have gifts like, uh, clairvoyance, the 8 clairs. I believe in all of that. So again, I believe in mythology. All of that is based in some truth, And again, going back to the Anunnaki, I believe that they helped in creating the Homo sapien. Okay. So that's a whole nother video. Anyway, before I go on to the next questions, I do want to interject and let people know that one of my mottos is crazy is as crazy does. Part of the reason why I wanted to do this video, because I don't believe that what you think, as long as you're not acting in a manner that is harmful to other people, is bad, or that you should be judged for that, because there's so much unexplainable in the world that if you believe in something that is probable, that doesn't make you crazy. Crazy is as crazy does. If you have to worry about somebody hurting you, then I believe they're the crazy ones. So, not you. So, if most people that don't know me, they might think after seeing this video, yeah, she's might be a little bit off her rocker, especially if she thinks she was abducted. I don't have proof of it. It's just, and memories, as you get older, sometimes you either lose them or they become clearer. But the people that do know me, if they didn't know this, would be like, well, no, she's a hard worker. She goes to work. She takes care of her family responsibilities. And I'm very, very serious about that stuff. So if they had no clue on the things that I believe, they really wouldn't know any different anyway. So that's why I believe crazy is as crazy does, Granted, I do like to push it a little bit and have fun with it, because it's very entertaining to me to see somebody go, or, yeah, I just love that. But anyway, so number 4, this one's a little personal. Do you know someone, or are you close to someone that might have a mental illness or that you consider crazy? And feel free to answer all the questions but this one. But I'm not personally offended if people know that my father was schizophrenic. He's not with us anymore, so I will never speak ill of him. But he was diagnosed. But he had, in the beginning, anger issues, I'm assuming, depression, because, he was gone from the time I was 5 in prison. So, because he did things that, deserved to be in prison for. But it wasn't until later on that they realized that he had a mental illness. So he did things that caused himself to go like further into the illness, like probably not the right word, but he self-medicated. So they could never get the whatever they were trying to do with the chemicals in his brain, even him out, balance. They could never get that right because he, again, self-medicated, which kept him from getting, I don't know, he couldn't interact with other people because he just was paranoid. And it turned into a psychotic type illness because he didn't treat it the way it needed to be treated. Because I know people that have also been diagnosed with that can be in, a part of society, and they're fine because they understand that it's something that they need to take serious. So to me, that's the other side of it. And when you know that about somebody, that's a serious thing. You're not going to go up and call them crazy. But when you because somebody believes something, it makes them you think that's crazy. I think those are two different things. And that's just my opinion. But then again, I'm not hearing voices telling me to do things. If I might have, I forget which Claire it is, but where you hear things, I take those as messages from my higher self and their guidance. It's not like somebody actually having a conversation with me. I might hear a word here and there. And if I'm in a state of a dream or maybe meditation and I get a vision of something, or I might hear words, that's different. That's just a message from my higher self, guiding me in maybe an issue I'm having in my life, or maybe to help me with somebody else's that has asked me for help or something like that. So again, I think those are two different things. I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist or anybody that has gone to school to make any type of diagnosis. So I'm not going to say that any of those things are factual. I'm only stating an opinion. So I guess the last question, before I actually ask it, I would like to, for one, let's talk about a couple names that maybe they were thought of as crazy, and I'm talking historical figures. And then we found out later that they weren't. And some of them could have been considered conspiracy theorists, but one in particular that I'm thinking of is a lady named Martha Mitchell. And if you look her up, it'll come up as the Martha Mitchell of the Watergate scandal. And she was the wife of John Mitchell, who was the attorney general underneath Nixon. So she was supposedly drunk a lot, and when she would get drunk, she would rant about the scandalous things that were going on with the Nixon administration. And at that time, people thought, there's a real whack job right there. So, but then we find out later that, yeah, there was a major scandal. So it's, how long that took and what, obviously she self-medicated, I just don't think that, I don't think she was crazy. I think she just didn't know how to go about it because maybe she felt scared, So obviously that kind of stuff didn't come out until she had a few drinks. Another one that I find very interesting is Albert Einstein. Some of my research is, I found out that he didn't even talk until he was between the ages of 7 and 9. I think by the time he was 9, he was more fluent in his speech. And we know him. He's the responsible for the theory of relativity. So he was considered a poor student. And teachers thought he might have been retarded or mentally handicapped. And Look now. Okay. And Nikola Tesla had things that he, people thought he was weird. And we totally are like, yes, that's, we look at him today. Um, King James First of England, he made claims that tobacco in that time was very bad for you, and he was ridiculed for it. And we know today that tobacco's bad. Well, you can get addicted to it. So, I could go on. There are so many names that you can look at through history that you know might have been thought of as crazy or conspiracy theorist or something like that, and now you're like, oh my goodness, that person knew something that we didn't. But if they go into being depressed or kind of become a hermit because of their beliefs, it's kind of too late to go back now and say, you know what, you were right. So it's just something to think about. Again, my third video and I'm diving in. So, so my last question is so what is crazy to you? What do you think of? Especially if, again, you answered yes to number one. If you've ever been called crazy because you believe in all those things, well, tell me what you believe crazy is. Again, my motto is crazy is as crazy does. So I hope that I have not offended anybody. And this is, obviously off the subject of tarot and palmistry and numerology and astrology and all that. But I feel like it kind of all goes hand in hand. We kind of get looked at as, that crazy old bat next door that just, knows mystery things or whatever. And I'm babbling now. So I am going to end it on that. And I hope that you do a VR, because I would love to see what you think about it. And if not, comment below. Um, I take no offense. I'm 52 years old, and I think more from my family have I heard crazy than really outside people, because you only feel comfortable enough to talk to people on YouTube about it. I'm just kidding. Before that, it really was just maybe a handful of people that once I got to know them, I was like, ooh, you have a like mind. I'm going to share some stuff with you. And then they share their stuff, and you're just like, oh, it's exciting. So, all right. I'm going to get off here. Love and light and peace. And I hope to hear everybody's VRs soon. Take care.